What if deku have 1% of werewolf and vampires? Okay, let's start this what if. First of all, Deku's still quirkless, and his hair not green, but it's somewhat grey. And Inko hair is actually black, and Hisashi hair is white. When Deku was 4, they go to the quirk doctor to see if Deku have a quirk, but Deku don't have a quirk. And the doctor that checked Deku having a quirk, he was somewhat surprised that Deku was taking this so calm. The doctor asked what he want to be. Deku told the doctor that he want to be a detective. The doctor was surprised to see that the kid like him want to be a detective because the doctor always see that all the kid that he meet always want to be a hero. It's the next day. Deku go to the kindergarten. They ask if Deku had what Deku quirk is. Deku say he was quirkless. And then Bakugo come and say, "Oh man, I hope you have strong quirk like your parents, so we can be a hero." In this what if, Deku and Bakugo is actually a close friend. When Bakugo activate his quirk for the first time or manifested, he Bakugo was playing with Deku. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. When I left off, I talked about Bakugo activate his quirk. But Bakugo activate his quirk accidentally injured Deku when they are younger. That somewhat give Bakugo a mental scar about, and Bakugo somewhat hate his quirk. And there are other kids, and the other kid getting was afraid of Bakugo after seeing what happened to Deku. We has passed after what happened to Deku, and he go to his kindergarten. Bakugo try to ask Deku for forgiveness. No, Bakugo try to put more distance between him and Deku. But Deku always go to Bakugo, and Bakugo asks why are him afraid of him? Though why are you afraid of me? I literally injure you. Deku replying to Bakugo and say, there was an accident. You don't know how to control your quirk back then. Besides, your quirk is amazing, Bakugo. No, besides, your quirk is amazing, Kachan. I hope I have a quirk that cool as you. After that, that's how Bakugo be always friend with Deku. Let's go to where I left off when I tell you guys about how Bakugo and Deku still a friend. A few hours has passed. The other kid tried to pick on Deku, and Bakugo don't want to do any of this. He's protecting Deku from the bully. Bakugo thinks as Deku as as his own brother. And I forgot to say this, but Deku have a little sister. No, you know what? He has twin little sister. He has twin sister, and her name will be Megumi. Three of them always friend, always a good friend, and Megumi and Bakugo always overprotective around over Deku, and Hisashi and Inko was glad that Izuku was quirkless because they don't want Izuku to become a hero. Hisashi and Inko have had a sibling that a hero, but both of them are dead on their mission, and that somewhat leave them a mental scar. And Inko and Hisashi overprotective as well. Let me a time skip. Izuku and Bakugo is now no. Izuku, Bakugo, and Megumi is now about 7 years old. It's about the first day. It's about the first year of the preschool. No, preschool or preschool. Nah, you guys know what I mean. Izuku and Bakugo is walking to Izuku's house. Megumi not with them because she is have a quite a bad fever. Izuku and Bakugo go to Izuku's house, and when they no to Izuku's apartment, Izuku and Bakugo see that his apartment door is open. Izuku was confused and somewhat uneasy because Izuku is quite smart, even for his age. Izuku and Bakugo go inside and they were horrified to see what happened. Both Izuku's parents is dead. They see a lot of blood coming out of Izuku's father and Izuku's mother. Izuku and Bakugo scream. The neighbor hear this and go to check what happened. They was horrified and called the ambulance. Ambulance on the way and Izuku see something on both of his parents while he's still horrified. Izuku see that there somewhat a slash mark and a bite mark on his parents. But both of the bite mark is different from each other. A week has passed. They made a memorial for Izuku's parents. Izuku started to leave. And I forgot about this. Izuku tried to find his little sister, but she was gone. Back to where I left off, Izuku starting to live with Bakugo family. Izuku was frustrated. Izuku was in depressed, in depression. Bakugo tried to cheer him up, and but it was useless. One day, Deku walked around the house, and he see a book on the floor. He tried to pick that book up and put it to the cabinet, but he read the title of the book. The book name is Twilight. Izuku somewhat interested and he read about the book. It's about a story of a werewolf and a vampire. A war between werewolf and vampire. Izuku keep reading the book and he see about vampire and werewolf, about their mark, about their bite mark. And Izuku remember both of his parents to see there are somewhat the same of as a wolf and a vampire. Izuku go. Izuku immediately go to Mitsuki, Bakugo mother. Izuku asks Mitsuki if vampire was exist. Vampire and werewolf is exist. Bakugo and his father is on the living room, and Mitsuki is on the kitchen. But both of both Bakugo and his father hearing this, and they somewhat getting nervous. Mitsuki say, "What are you talking about, Izuku? They not exist." Mitsuki is nervous right now, and Izuku seeing this, and he say, "So they are exist." Mitsuki was surprised that Izuku already see behind his lie. Again, Izuku is smart, and he can see people lying. Mitsuki looked to the living room to see his husband and his son. Bakugo father nod, while Bakugo somewhat nervous and worried right now. Mitsuki, seeing this, he take a deep breath and sigh and say, "Izuku, you maybe want to sit on the couch. I will explain everything." Izuku do what Mitsuki tell him. Mitsuki tell about werewolf and vampire is actually exist. And Mitsuki tell Izuku about three type, three version, or three state. First state is pure blooded. No, you guys know what I mean. The first state is becoming. It's the weakest of the werewolf and vampire. Second stage is pure blooded. No, half blooded. They only have one of half of the vampire genes inside them. Half of the vampire genes inside them. And third and not least and most importantly, the pure blooded. There are few vampire slash werewolf. Izuku was interested after hearing this, and Izuku asked Mitsuki the real question why he want to know. No, Mitsuki asked Izuku, "Why do you want to know it so suddenly?" Izuku explained about he reading the book that he read, and Izuku explained that he see the bite mark and the slash on his parent, and that why I ask you if you know if the both of the species actually exist. Mitsuki was surprised that Izuku already seen those marks, already noticed those marks before. And Mitsuki say, "Yeah, you are right, Izuku." And then Izuku asks, "How do you know so much about this stuff?" Mitsuki take a deep breath and explain that all his entire family member is actually a half-blooded werewolf. Izuku was surprised after hearing this, and he looked to Bakugo and he asked if he know about this. Bakugo nodded, and he's starting to grow a wolf and ears and a tail of a wolf. Mitsuki and his husband do the same thing. Bakugo say, "Sorry to not tell you about this, Izuku." Izuku say, "No, it's not your fault. I know it would be scary and I know that you somewhat scared to tell me about this, aren't you?" Bakugo nod. And then Izuku looked at Mitsuki and Bakugo father and asked, "Why does my parent get hurt by a werewolf and vampires?" Mitsuki took a deep breath again and told Izuku about that actually somewhat a become Izuku there is type of werewolf and vampire that becoming, but there are a way to dilute the genes of werewolf and the vampire. Izuku confused and asked, "What do you mean by that?" Mitsuki explained that Inko and Hisashi only have 1% of both species. Hisashi has the vampire bloodline inside of him, but he only has 1%. And Inko have a werewolf bloodline inside of him, inside of her. Sorry, if you guys hear me say him or her, I easy to get confused. Anyway, Mitsuki explained that Inko has 1% of werewolf, and Mitsuki explained how you can dilute the blood of werewolf and the vampires. Mitsuki explained about Inko great grand great grandmother is actually a becoming, and she has only about 25% of a werewolf, and Hisashi the same on his hand. The way to dilute the vampire and the werewolf DNA or genes or cell is by marrying more humans to their own family members to dilute the werewolf and the vampires. Izuku was interested, and then he realized something and asked, "So what am I? Am I a werewolf or a vampire? Or am I just a human?" Mitsuki looked at his husband. His husband nodded, and Mitsuki took a deep breath again and told Izuku that he is actually a hybrid. No, he said that you is actually somewhat a hybrid. Izuku is confused what Mitsuki just say. Mitsuki explained that Izuku have 1% of werewolf and 1% of vampire inside of him. Wait a second. Sorry about that. Izuku was surprised after hearing this and asked if werewolf and vampire marry can become hybrid is common. Mitsuki told Izuku that a hybrid is somewhat rare, and Mitsuki explained that Izuku, you are the one of the rarest thing ever. You have nine, you have 98% of human, and you are hybrid. 2% of you is a hybrid. Izuku was surprised and amazed, and somewhat excited after hearing this. Bakugo asked something if Izuku's sister is actually a hybrid as well, because Izuku and his little sister is a twin. Mitsuki Mitsuki say yes. Megumi is actually a hybrid as well, and both of you have a low percent of werewolf and vampires. After Izuku hearing this, he has think of something and he say, Auntie, are you think that why my parents were killed? They actually want my little sister. And after Izuku saying this, all the Bakugo family members just realized that Izuku was right. Megumi has a quirk, and her quirk is fire manipulation. She has a pyrokinesis. I will call it fire manipulation for for my tongue's sake. After hearing this, Mitsuko getting mad after knowing that the one that killed his best friend and no, Mitsuki was frustrated after knowing this. They Inku was killed because she her do- her children was a hybrid and Megumi has a quirk, so they take their this for their opportunity. And Megumi getting sick was the chance to kidnapping her. Izuku getting frustrated as well and say, Auntie, are there a way to make me more stronger? Mitsuki snapped from his rage, and Mitsuki say that a werewolf vampire can train to become more stronger. A pure-blooded one is the strongest kind. The the more DNA of werewolf or a vampire, the stronger you become. And Izuku, you only have a little, the tiniest bit, so it will be harder for you to become more stronger. Izuku have determined to become more stronger in his mind and say, I don't care what it takes. I will I will go try to save my little sister and get revenge for my parents. If if it need to become more stronger, I will do it just just for that. Everyone's saying this. I mean everyone. I mean three of them. And Baku have determination face and say, "Hey, don't forget about me. I want to be a hero, so I have to become more stronger. So I will help you." Baku Izuku smiled after hearing this and said, "Thank you, Kachan." After seeing this, Mitsuki and her husband smile, and her husband say, "Well, you guys want to be more stronger, but you guys have to learn martial art to defend yourself first. I know I have a friend that work on a dojo. So how about I call him and ask him if he can teach you guys some martial art." Izuku and Bakugo hearing this is excited and they both say yes. A few years has passed and Izuku and Bakugo is now 10. Izuku and Bakugo get stronger and more stronger. For the kid their age, they are about 3% of one for all. No, Bakugo is 3% of one for all, and Izuku is about 5% of one for all. Second, sorry about that. And you guys must think 5% and 3%. Aren't that too low? Let me remind you guys, both of them is 10 right now, and 5% is pretty strong. If you guys don't see the anime or the manga, anyway, on the wo- on the way walk home, Bakugo and Deku go to the park to play for a little. When they go to the park, they see that there one kid that get bullied by the other kid, and there are about four kids that pick on one of the kids. Deku Bakugo see this and they're quite mad. Both of them go and they hear that, haha, kid like, you want to be a hero, but you are villain. You have a quirk of villains, so you cannot be a hero at all. Izuku hearing this getting more frustrated. Izuku see has changed a lot. Izuku see that people get was treated so poorly because they are quirkless or they have a villainous quirk. Izuku go to one of the kid that say that, and Izuku grab his shoulder. The kid that Izuku grab his shoulder is look around, and Izuku throw him away. The kid that Izuku throw say, "Hey, what that for?" Izuku look at the kid with disgust. No, Izuku glare at the kid with a disgust face and say, "Why do you have the right to say that his quirk is villainous? To me, the villain here is you." The other kid, no, Izuku say, "The villain I see this here is four of you that pick on a little someone just because they want to be a hero. People like you always disgust me." The other kid getting mad and they try to attack Deku. Bakugo say, "Do you want any help? Do you want any help?" Izuku say, "No. Go check on that kid if he was okay, and I will take care of this loser." Bakugo nod and go to the kid. The four kids try to attack Deku, but Deku defeat them so easily. The four kids run. The four kids try to attack Deku first, but Izuku grabbed one of the kid that tried to punch him, and Izuku grasped it more more tightly, to the point it almost dislocated his entire finger. The kid is in pain and begged to make it stop. Izuku let go of his hand and say, "Hear this. No, listen here. If I see any of you guys try to pick on any other kids ever again, I will make sure that you will your hand will be gone. Your I will make sure that I will rip off what each of your guys' hand." The kid, the four kid was afraid after hearing that, and they starting to cry and run away. Deku take a deep breath and try to change his mood because Izuku can keep his emotion in check and somewhat let him become more He calm when he want to be calm, and he can be scary if he want to. Izuku go to Bakugo and check if the kid that get bullied was alright. Izuku look to see that the kid is alright. Izuku asks if he was okay. The kid say, "Yeah, thank you for saving me." Izuku asks what his quirk is. The kid was hesitate. Izuku say, "I hear what they say, and they are wrong." The kid that get bullied was confused and asked, "What do you mean by that?" Izuku explained that they never have a villainous quirk, that the action of the user that make the quirk villainous or heroic. The kid was glad and somewhat happy after hearing this. Izuku asked the kid what his quirk is. The kid said that his quirk is called brainwash. His quirk allowed him to control someone's mind. But they have to answer him his question first. Izuku and Bakugo somewhat amazed and say they're not a villainous quirk at all. In fact, that quirk is amazing and so useful for interrogate someone. The kid is his name is Hitoshi Shinzo. Shinzo asks Deku if he has a strange quirk because Shinzo see that Deku just threw a kid through the air like it was nothing. And Izuku say, "Actually, I don't have a quirk, I'm quirkless." And Shinzo was surprised after hearing this. Shinzo asks how is he so strong then? Izuku explained that he take a martial art class and train his body to become more stronger. Shinzo asks if he can train him. No. Shinzo asks if Izuku can take him to the one that teach him how to learn martial art and train him to become more stronger. Izuku and Bakugo hearing this was happy and say, "Sure, we can take you to him." The three of them become a best friend and close one. When they were when they are 13, let's make a time skip and Izuku and Bakugo and Shinzo is now 13.5 years old. Izuku, Shinzo, and Bakugo known as a three great demons because Izuku is the strongest of all three of them, and they call them the three great demons because how scary and brutal they can be. Shinzo we call the QB because of the way he treat others to answer his question, and Bakugo they call the ogre because of he he is somewhat brutal in fighting, and Deku is called the Demon King because Izuku was quirkless and he the strongest of all three of them. Izuku's strength is about, let's say, 30% of One for All, and Bakugo is about, let's say, 20% of One for All, and Shinzo is 25. And you guys might thinking, why the hell Shinzo more stronger than Bakugo? Let me explain this. One day, Izuku and Bakugo speak to play. No, when lunch come, Shinzo said that he going to the bathroom. And Izuku say that he going to bathroom as well to get to pee. Shinzo somewhat getting somewhat worried and sigh, say, "Sure, let's go." Izuku seeing this and he's somewhat confused. Izuku goes to pee on the urinal, but Shinzo go inside the inside of the one of the toilet and close the door. Izuku was confused why Shinzo not pee in the urinal at all. Wait a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, Izuku was confused why Shinzo not pee in the urinal at all. And then he smelled something. Izuku smelled a blood, and he looked where the blood scents come from, and he see that it's coming from Shinzo bathroom, the toilet that Shinzo used. Izuku was confused. When Shinzo opened the door, Izuku asked, "Shinzo, did you smell something?" Shinzo getting nervous after hearing this, and Shinzo say, "What do you mean?" Izuku looked closely to see that there was something in Shinzo's mouth, and they could look closely to see that it was blood. After seeing this, Izuku asked Shinzo if he was a vampire. Shinzo was in shock after Izuku found out that he is actually a vampire. Shinzo sighed and said, "Yeah, I'm actually a vampire. I'm a half-blooded." And Shinzo said, "You must be scared to know that your your so-called friend is actually a vampire, and you must think that I want to drink your blood. Am I not wrong?" Izuku say, "What do you mean? You not drink the blood by you don't have a choice to drink the blood. I know about that." Shizu was surprised to hearing this. Izuku explained about vampires actually have to drink a blood to keep them insane. No, to keep them insane. Insane. No, for their insanity. And Shizu was surprised that Izuku know a lot of a vampire. And Shinzo asked, "How do you know about this so much?" Izuku sighed and said, "After school, let's meet behind behind of one of the building of the school, and I will explain everything." Time skip is already over. School is already over. Shinzo go to where Izuku tell him to go, and when he go, he see that Bakugo and Izuku is here. Shinzo asks why Bakugo is here, and Bakugo say to show you something. Shinzo was confused to why Bakugo saying that, and then Bakugo show him his wolf and no his ear and wolf tail, and Shinzo was taken back and say, "Bakugo, you were a werewolf?" And Bakugo say, "Yeah." And I forgot. Shinzo, Shin, this is when they was about. This is when they are 12, and then Izu, Shinzo looked at Izuku and asked if he a werewolf as well. Izuku says, "You can call me somewhat of that, but you can call me somewhat of vampire as well." Shinzo was confused, and then he remembered about his parents. father say that a rarest kind hybrid, and Shinzo say, Izuku, are you a hybrid? Izuku say, yeah, you can call me that, but I only have 2% of I only 2% of it. 90% of me is actually human. Shinzo was surprised and say, wait, both of you keep this secret? And why did you guys tell me about this? Izuku explained that, Shinzo, you was scared about we don't want to be your friend, because of you being a vampire. So we will want you to trust us about this. So we will show you our true form. So that why I thought we told. So this why I told you about this secret. I want to let you know that you can trust us. Shinzo was crying after hearing it and said thank you. Anyway, let's get right to the time skip to where they was 13 again. Let's begin. Izuku, no, yeah, let's go when they was 13. Izuku is on the way home. Bakugo get detention, and Shinzo is sick, have a fever. Wait a second. Sorry about that. Shinzo is sick. He has a quite a serious fever, so he has to stay at home. Izuku is on the way to the shopping district to buy some guitar string. And I forgot to say this. Izuku, Bakugo, and Shinzo somewhat form a band. Bakugo be the drummer, Izuku be the guitarist or a bass, and Shinzo play the piano or the keyboard. And they are quite good at what they are playing. And sometimes Shinzo or Izuku or Bakugo be the singer, but most of the time Izuku be the singer. Izuku go to the music the music store to buy the guitar string, and after he go out the store, he walk around at the shopping district, and he remember that he have to buy some meat for the recipe he want to make. Izuku love cooking in this what if, and I forgot to say this as well, but Shinzo, Bakugo, and Izuku have a part-time job in somewhat a restaurant or a cafe. Izuku work as the chef. Bakugo be the waitress. Bakugo and Bakugo and Shinzo somewhat be the waitress. Izuku help them in being a waitress as well, but most of the time he like to be in the back in the kitchen. Izuku walk around and he hear a scream. Izuku ran to where the scream coming from, and he see that there are 10 guy and 2 girls. But the 10 guy is on the floor right now, and Izuku see that the girl is standing up. One of the girls look at where Izuku is and say, "What do you want?" Izuku say, "Sorry, I just hear a scream." And by the look of it, those guys try to pick on you guys. No, pick up on you guys. Am I right? So you guys defeat them. No, Izuku say, by the look of it, they don't know that you guys quite strong. and you guys, both of you defeat them. Am I right? The girl was somewhat surprised and somewhat curious after hearing this and said, "Huh, you somewhat you have quite a deduction skill." Zeus scratched his head and said, thank you for that. Anyway, I'll leave now. See ya." The girl said, "See ya then." When Deku want to walk off, he hears something. One of the girls say, "Well, time for it. Time to dig in." Izuku was confused and then he immediately turned around to see the girl that one of the girls is actually picked up one of the guy, and Izuku see the girl that is is pick up the guy is opening his mouth and about to bite the guy on his neck. Izuku just realized what she is. She is a vampire, and Izuku immediately ran to where the vampire girl is. Izuku tried to hit her using a punch. The vampire girl noticed this, and he immediately jumped. And Izuku wondering where she is, and the girl say, "Up here." Izuku looked where the voice is and looked up to see the girl is actually standing, but she is standing on the wall. She defied the law of gravity right now, and Izuku remember that pure-blooded vampires can walk. They can walk on the wall, and Izuku say, "Shit, she a pure-blooded. Only pure-blooded can do that." And the vampire girl say, "Oh, well, aren't you quite smart and know your stuff? Interesting." Izuku hearing this, Izuku knowing that she is pure-blooded, she Izuku know that this will be more dangerous if he don't be smart. Izuku look around and then he look at the another girl. The other girl starting to starting to put a fighting stand, and Izuku say as if she a vampire as well. The other girl say no. No, Izuku say, "Are you a pure-blooded vampire as well?" At the other girl, and the other girl smirk and say, "No, no." The other girl don't smirk. Her expression is serious, and she say, "No, but I am a pure-blooded werewolf." Izuku, after hearing this, he was scared and nervous and worried because pure-blooded pure-blooded is the strongest type of werewolf and a vampire. The werewolf girl at starting to show her tail and ears, and you can you can see if there were you can see if there were a pure-blooded werewolf. The pure-blooded werewolf have somewhat blue night sky eye. No, blue sky eye, and their hair is somewhat their hair somewhat like no, their hair is black. But when they turn into their werewolf form, they're starting to have their hair starting to change color. They started to have somewhat a blue or black, depending to their family, their parent hair color. The werewolf girl, on the other hand, has somewhat a dark blue hair, and Deku somewhat amazed after seeing this, and he snapped back, and he remembered that he's in danger right now. The werewolf girl launched an attack. Izuku dodged it just in time, and he jumped backward, and he remembered the vampire girl still here, and hear he heard something coming from the back. No, he sensed something coming from his back. Izuku immediately dodged to the side, and he see that the vampire girl tried to attack him from back. The vampire girl say, "Well, you're quite smart and quite tactical, and you, by the look of it, you focus on your surroundings as well while fighting. Interesting." The werewolf girl say, "Yeah, it's quite interesting to say this." And then the werewolf girl asks, "So what are you? By the look of it, you somewhat have a werewolf and somewhat a vampire scent in you, but it's quite small. It's quite hard to smell it." Izu thinks to himself, "Shit, she noticed that." The vampire girl says, "Huh? Really? Let me try." The vampire girl tried to sneeze, and he smelled a little of the werewolf and vampire coming from Deku, and she says, "Oh wow, you are right. You were right. He has somewhat of vampire and a werewolf scent." Both of the girls ask what Izuku is. Izuku sigh and say, "You can call me a hybrid, but I only have 2%. I have only 1% of werewolf and 1% of a vampire." Both of the girls hearing this somewhat surprised and somewhat interested, and the girls see that Izuku is put himself in front of the guy that is unconscious, and the werewolf girl seeing this and asks, "Why are you running? And leave them be. If you let us go, if you let us drink the kill those guys, it will be more easy, and you have more time to escape." Izuku say, "The hell I can leave them in danger like that?" The vampire girl somewhat interested and asks if if he want to be a hero because your attitude is somewhat a hero like. Izuku Izuku shake his head and say, "No, I want to be a detective." Both of the girls was surprised to hearing this and say, "So why did you try to defend them?" Izuku say, "Because it's the right thing to do, of course. I know they are trying to flirt with you guys and try somewhat, you know, PG, PG-13 or 18 plus up thing, but they're still a human and you guys will kill them. It's not the right thing to do." Both of the vampire and the werewolf girl somewhat surprised, and the werewolf girl say, "I admire you. Huh, you quite interesting. I admire your attitude and the way you think. The vampire girl hearing this and somewhat say, "Hmm, are you have a fit? Someone have a feeling for him or something, my friend?" The werewolf girl immediately blushed and say, "What? No, I just admire his way of thinking. That's all." The vampire girl somewhat laughed and said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure. But I must admit, you're quite interesting one." She told it to Deku. Deku say, "Thanks, I guess." Izuku, Izuku, and that no, the vampire girl say, "But if you not, if you don't step away for our lunch, we have to use it by force. Then no, put you down by force. Then." The vampire girl told her friend, the werewolf girl, to activate her quirk. The, the werewolf girl understand this and activate her quirk. The werewolf Izuku was surprised to know Izuku forgot that the werewolf the werewolf and the vampire kind can have a quirk as well. The werewolf girl have a the werewolf girl the werewolf kind have no the werewolf girl have electric quirk, a lightning quirk. Wait a second. Sorry about that. And the vampire girl have a fire quirk. Izuku, after seeing this, he was more in worry because both of the girls is a pure-blooded, and the pure-blooded is the strongest type of werewolf and vampire, and both of them have a quite a strong quirk by the look of it. Izuku was sweating bullet right now, and then the werewolf vampire girl say, "But I have an idea." No, the vampire girl say, "But I have somewhat an idea." Izuku and the werewolf girl was confused. The werewolf girl asked, "What do you mean by that?" The vampire girl somewhat grinned and he whispered to her friend that about something. The werewolf girl somewhat turned red and he whispered to her friend back. Izuku was confused and he don't use his hearing sense because he know how to respect a woman because of Mitsuki. Bakugo, on the other hand, he a man of gender equivalent. So Bakugo don't give a damn about the gender of anyone. The girl, both of the girl is somewhat arguing while whispering. Izuku was confused, and then both others finished arguing, and the vampire girl say, "Hey, how about we make a deal?" Izuku asks. Izuku says, "A deal? What do you want?" The vampire girl says, no, the vampire girl smirked first, and then she says, "I will let those guy off the hook, but in In return, you have to do whatever we want for today. Izuku somewhat worried, and he looked to the werewolf girl, and he was confused to why the werewolf girl is blushing. But Deku took think mind of it, and he, without thinking twice, say, "Fine, I will do it, but just let them go." Both of the vampire girl smirked and said, "Good, so come on, let's go." Izuku followed both of the girls, and Izuku asked, "Where are we going?" They're still in the alley, and the vampire girl say, "To an arcade." Izuku was confused and asked why, and then the werewolf girl somewhat muttered and whispered under her breath, "Someone, we are going on a date." Izuku was confused and asked, what did she say?" And the werewolf girl is blushing more harder and he shouts, "We are going on a date!" Izuku, after hearing this, he's somewhat processing it and he says, "Wait, what?" Okay, I will end it right here. And you guys, and the guy, and the one that's watching this must be confused. No, must be frustrated at me because seriously, a cliffhanger. Why? And I say it's more interesting and it will be funny to imagine your guys' reaction after I sing hearing this. Anyway, if you like it, please subscribe and leave a like and leave a comment to what if I should do. Anyway, thank you. See ya. Bye bye.